My name is Lizzy. I'm 25 years old and I suffer with OCD. It's not that easy to talk about because it's all the things that are in your head that you think about all the time. It's so hard to explain, and there's so many different things. I know a lot of people think that it's the stereotypical thing of being neat and tidy and maybe repeatedly washing your hands. And those are things that people do deal with. But there's so many, it varies, you know, there's lots of different things. There's a really dark side to it that people don't understand because people don't really want to talk about it, because there's a fear of being labelled things, because the thoughts are really horrible. And you can't help them. It's not, you're not a bad person. And you don't want these thoughts. But they're intrusive thoughts and you can't control them. And I guess actually in a way you think these thoughts because it sounds really silly, but you think these thoughts because you fear doing the thoughts. Like your fear of being that way makes you constantly think of it. So, you know, you're so far from that person that you think you fear it, so you think about it all the time. Something that I think about a lot is I fear a lot of accidents a lot of the time, but they're really gruesome. A lot of the time more to myself, not anyone else. But I'll fear, like you'll be walking, or I'll be walking, and all of a sudden I'll be bombarded with this thought of tripping over and getting glass in my eye, like falling onto a piece of glass. And then I can't stop thinking about it. Sorry, I'll put that on silent. So yeah, I'll be walking and I'll think of that and I'll just think I'm going to trip and I'm going to fall on glass, and then I'll just keep thinking of it and you just keep replaying this really horrible thought. So then you're constantly looking for glass because you're bombarded with this thought of that happening. And then sometimes you think of it happening to other people and you don't want it to happen to them. It's the fact that I'm scared of it happening that I can't stop thinking about it. But then I feel like a bad person for it. And there are lots of other things that you can think that are just horrible thoughts, and you can't. It's scary that these thoughts can enter your head, and it's kind of like you surprise yourself. You're like, why am I thinking that? You know, that's not me. It's like being two people. You know, there's the person that you know you are, and then it's like a battle with your brain. It's almost like your brain is ill or against you, or just out of control. You know, it's like a brain. Your brain's got a mind of its own. But yeah, that's definitely something. You know, and there's other thoughts that other people have that I know of, and you know, they're not nice thoughts at all, but it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't mean that they want to do the things they're thinking, they're fearing doing those things. And basically, you know, you fear these things, so then you're constantly, like I say, if I'm scared of falling over, or a lot of time it's to do with glass, I find. And it's just, you know, it's gruesome. So then you're constantly checking to make sure that that's not going to happen, so then you keep looking at the floor. Because you keep replaying this action in your head. And then it can move to different things. Like I say, it's such a broad spectrum of different things, you know. Food. Sometimes it consumes me so badly, where I can be thinking of food all day, every day. Like literally my day is evolving around my thoughts of eating. Like I can't, nothing else seems to matter. All I care about is, have I eaten too much? Have I eaten, you know, too much fat? It takes over, and there's no control, and you can't, it's like it's like your head is a prison, and I just want to be away from it, and I can't, and I don't want to be thinking about food. That's not who I am. But like my brain seems to think differently. And it's weird, because it's like it comes from a good place. Like I'm saying, you're not a bad person. It's coming from a good place. Obviously I want to make sure that I'm eating well. But then you just obsess over it. And then you can become unwell, because you're obsessing over worrying about, you know, not eating right. But that's, you know, that can ruin your time with friends, or eating out is quite a big thing, or seeing family. And to then be worrying about everything that passes your lips is an absolute nightmare. Honestly, it's unbelievable. To plan your day around food has got to be one of the worst things. And then there's other things, like I say, that's two different things already. There's sometimes the feeling of just wanting to wash all the time. And that's like a stereotypical one, but not my hands. It's like literally, you just want to be in the bath, like all day, every day. And I think, obviously you can't do that. You need to go out and you need to work. But I don't know. I think OCD is a little bit misunderstood, and there is so much more to it than anyone realises. It's disabling. It causes depression. It makes you become, like, you seclude yourself, is that the word I'm thinking of? You know, you make yourself, you cut yourself off, because it seems easier just to be in your own space. And yeah, I guess there is some comfort in knowing, well, I don't want anyone else to be going through this, but there are other people out there going through it. You know, you're not alone. There are people that understand. There are a lot of people that don't understand. But I think the more that we talk about this, the better it will be for everyone.